Good morning. It's about 8:30, so my early start got thwarted by weather, which is fine. It's part of the trip. So about 3 this morning, I had a pretty decent rainstorm go through, thunder, lightning, all that, and with it brought a whole bunch of wind. So the tent is shaking decently. It's not a huge amount of wind, but it's enough to cause issues on the lake. So I've just kind of had a slow morning, slept in, and just seeing if the wind will die down enough to get out there on the water. But so far it hasn't, and that's okay. If I'm here for a while, I'm here for a while. No big deal. So I think what I'm going to do is finally get my butt moving, get out there and get some breakfast, and then probably edit today's video, get that done and out of the way, and then after that we'll just see what happens. If things calm down a little bit and I can take off, that's awesome, and if not, it'll be my first weather day of the trip, so we'll see what happens today. Alright, so it's a little bit later in the morning. I'm not entirely sure what time it is yet, but I got lucky. This ground here is still fairly dry, so apparently it did rain a decent amount last night, but I guess it was just so dry that it sucked it right up and didn't turn this whole thing into mud like I was worried about. So the wind has died down a little bit, and the lake isn't too terrible, and it is a tailwind. So I think I'm going to eat breakfast, pack up, and just see what happens. It doesn't look too bad. So that's kind of the plan. For breakfast, I have a Rocky Mountain Scramble, definitely one of my favorites, and yeah, I just made coffee, and I think I'm going to start packing everything up. It's not going to be a calm day today, and it's actually a little chilly. It's probably about 60, maybe a little bit above 60 right now with enough wind to make it chilly. But I'm just trying to enjoy that because I don't have too many cold days left ahead of me on this trip, so soak it in while I can. Alright, I walked out onto this point just to check what the lake's doing, and it's definitely not calm, but it doesn't look too terrible. So camp is all the way back there, and the wind's blowing pretty good, so I'm definitely not packed up all the way yet. I went ahead and edited the video first just to see if it calmed down any, and it definitely hasn't. But I think I'm gonna, with the waves going in the right direction as me, I'm gonna go ahead and go and see what happens. And if it gets bad, I'll just get off. Getting around this point's not gonna be a whole lot of fun. I'm probably gonna have to go straight into the wind and then make a quick U-turn and head down. But we'll see how it goes. If it's not a whole lot of fun, I can always just get off and wait and see what happens. So it's definitely going to take me at least an hour to get everything packed up and go put away. So I'm not in any kind of rush, and we'll see if it calms down any. But I don't think it's going to, but you never know. So that's kind of what we got going on right now, and we'll see how it goes. Okay, so it's about 11:30, and the waves are about half as big as they were this morning. So it wasn't a complete waste to wait out the weather, see if it calmed down. So that worked out good, and I got my video edited. So that makes me happy, even though I'm leaving at the same time as yesterday, but oh well. And yeah, I'm gonna head out and get around this point, and hopefully the wind will just keep pushing me down the lake, and it'll be a nice, easy day. So that's kind of the plan, and we'll see how this goes. I'm on the water, and I'm getting around the point now. The waves aren't terrible through here. I did get just a little bit wet launching. I had a wave hit me when I was sideways, and it just kind of splashed me. No big deal. And as soon as I'm around the point, I'm heading down this way. So I'm really happy that all the smoke is gone, because according to the smoke map that I looked at last night, it was supposed to be even worse today, and it's not. So that's pretty awesome. I can see the hills in the distance that weren't visible yesterday, and so that's really nice. My throat was actually a little scratchy yesterday from breathing in the smoke, So I'm very thankful that it's gone for now. And yeah, we're out on the water now, and hopefully we're gonna have a good day. It's a lot calmer than it was this morning, so my morning off was a good idea. So it's about 1 o'clock now, and I've just been going along the shore. I've been going pretty fast. I've got the waves coming in behind me and a nice tailwind. So I've been going almost 4 miles per hour at times. So that's been pretty nice going along the shore. There's actually a really big coal seam right on the water's edge right here. And I've been making good miles, which is nice since I, took the morning off because of the waves. But it's getting to be about, well, it is 1 o'clock. So for lunch, I have menu 2 chicken stir fry. So I'm not really sure. That one's not very familiar to me, so might be a newer one, or I just can't remember it. So that's kind of interesting. I'm looking forward to that. And yeah, just trying to pump out as many miles as I can today with this tailwind. I'm going to be making a turn, so it's not going to be a tailwind after, I don't know, it looks like 5 or 6 miles, but we'll see how it goes after that. If it gets bad, I'll get off. So that's all there is to it. It's kind of interesting with the waves coming behind you. You can't see them coming, so it's always a bit of a surprise, especially when a big one hits. But the boat just kind of rises up in the back, and then the front raises, and then it just rolls right past you like that. So it's just weird not to be able to see the waves coming in, but you get used to it, just kind of letting the boat rock you as you go. But yeah, it's working out really good so far today. It's about half cloudy, so when the sun comes out, it's a little bit warm, but when it gets covered up by clouds, it's actually pretty chilly today. So I'm trying to enjoy that as much as possible. Okay, as I come around this point, the waves are kind of coming in basically sideways. So it's kind of, I'm doing all right, but I'm having to work pretty hard to stay off the shore and to follow these waves. But so far so good. Hopefully once I go around this point on the other side of that boat there, it'll calm down just a little bit. So yeah, so far so good. It's just a lot of work. So it's getting a little hectic out there, but that's okay. I've pulled into this small little bay here, kind of a protected little cove. And I'm going to eat the rest of my lunch and just take a bit of a break, because it's a lot of work to keep off the shore when the waves are pounding this hard. But it's working so far, just very tiring. So I'm gonna take a little bit of a break here and recharge, eat some food, and then keep heading down. So eventually the reservoir is going to turn and the waves are going to come completely in sideways, and we'll see how well that'll work. I might have to get off before then and see if the wind won't calm down in a couple hours. So it's about 2:30 and I'm getting closer to Independence Point. This is actually Independence Point, not like the Newtown Bridge that I was talking about earlier. So the reservoir makes a left-hand turn here, and right over here, I can't quite see the tip of it yet, is Independence Point, where it meets the larger body of the Lake Sacagawea, and I turn and head straight south once I get to the tip of that point. And I was warned by Peggy that it can be really rough around there, so we're just gonna have to play it by ear and see. I mean, it's gonna take me several hours to even get close to it, so we'll see what the weather does and if I can get around it today. And if not, I'll find a spot to camp and wait, but we'll see. So exciting news. I don't know that the camera's picking up too well, but I can see Independence Point in the distance. I'm just following the shore, just kind of being pummeled from behind by these waves. They're not like splashing me or anything, but it's just a lot of work to keep going, but that's okay. That's just part of the trip. So far so good. I'm not entirely sure as I round this bend up here and turn left, the waves are going to start coming in straight from the side. And I'm not so sure how well I'm going to be able to handle that, and I'm not too excited about this point. So we'll see. If it gets bad, I'll get off and just wait. I haven't really had to do that much. I mean, I did this morning, but it didn't really feel like it because I was able to I literally just went back to sleep and slept for another couple hours this morning. So that was pretty nice. So I made it across the bay, and now I'm turning towards Independence Point. It's there in the distance. And the waves are coming in sideways now. I'm not quite freaked out or anything, but it's definitely making the boat move pretty good. So, but it's not tippy or anything. It's just rocking the boat. It's kind of like riding a horse. You got to keep your hips loose and just kind of go with the flow kind of thing. So, it's working out just fine so far. I got a bit of a shallow something here I don't want anything to do with, but yeah, the waves are not small, so we'll see. If I feel like I'm getting in trouble, I will definitely get off the water, but so far so good. We'll see what it's like at the point. So I don't know what that was, kind of like an underwater little point that I just saw at the last minute, so thank goodness I was able to avoid it and not get tossed up onto it in these waves. So I had to turn into the waves and then do a quick U-turn once I got around it, and one of the waves hit me just right and got me pretty wet. So that's nice with this wind and it being, I don't know, probably 68 or something, I think is what the temperature is. It's a little chilly, but you know, that's okay. I'm enjoying the cold. It's not really cold yet, so just gonna keep going. So far so good. These are fairly large waves rolling past, but they're pretty slow. Like there's a decent amount of space in between them, so it's not too bad yet. So we'll just keep going. All right, so I'm still getting tossed around pretty good by these waves, but at the moment I'm going with the waves again until I have to turn and keep going. The lake is getting bigger and bigger the closer I get to this point. It just widens out and it's quite far to that far shore. So it's kind of impressive and a little scary, but that's okay. Not really scary, but yeah, it's a lot of water. So there's a bunch of cows over here on the bank here, and I'm doing okay. It's just about as rough as I want it to be. So hopefully nothing else happens. I can't tell if it's hazy back behind me or actually raining, but either way, I'm gonna keep an eye on it. So yeah, just a bit of a windy day, but at least it's mostly a tailwind, so that's been nice. I've been able to go fairly fast, so I'm enjoying that, and we'll see how this point goes. It looks like I'm gonna have to go into the waves just a little bit to get around the point, and I'm hoping on the other side it might be a little protected from the hill and I can hug the shore and it'll be calmer. I'm not entirely sure that's going to be the case. The water's a lot bigger on the other side of that point, but I can hope. So I think I might have to stop at some point and check to make sure the back end's not filling full of water. I apparently plugged all the holes in the back here, and there's just a lot of water sitting in the back there, and the hatch is basically underwater. So it should be sealed, and hardly any water would be getting in, if any. And in between the hatch in between my legs here is still dry, so there's not hardly any water in the hole, or it would be flowing through the whole thing here, especially as I get tossed. So not really a huge deal, but yeah, it definitely adds a little bit of weight in the back end with all that water sitting in there around the bag. But well, I've admitted defeat, so it's pretty wild out there. I don't know if the camera can pick it up. And Independence Point is right there. So I'm not far away at all. So Peggy warned me about that point, that it's extra rough around there and to be careful. So I don't want it to be any more rougher than it is right now, so I'm gonna go ahead and do the smart thing and pull off and wait. So this is one of the first times I've had to do this. I did it once on Fort Peck for about an hour, but I'm not sure it's gonna let off today, so we'll see. There is a spot to set up a tent here if need be, but I'm going to wait and probably get the video uploaded and see if it calms down this evening. It's only, I think, like 4 o'clock. Yeah, it's almost 4 o'clock. So I got time, another 4 hours of light, almost 5. So we'll see if it calms down, and if not, this will be home for the night. But yeah, I didn't want it to get any rougher, and there's no use in pushing it. So I had several fishermen that I paddled by being like, "Why are you out here?" They just gave me the looks like, "You're crazy." But yeah, so I'm gonna sit it out and see what happens. So it's almost 5 o'clock, and so far the lake hasn't shown any sign of calming down yet. The wind is blowing just as hard as it has been. I'm almost getting cold, which is nice. I'm trying to enjoy it, but it is a little chilly. And I've just been here. I got the video uploading. The laptop's in the seat, and the Starlink's right there with the batteries. So that's good. And I'm just gonna kind of wait and see if it's gonna calm down this evening. I'm not entirely sure it will, but tomorrow looks promising, so that's good weather-wise. So we'll just see if I can get around the point this evening. That'd be awesome, but if not, oh well. So yeah, it's kind of just a waiting game now. All right, I just got the video uploaded, so that's nice to have that done. And it's currently a little bit before 5:30, and I'm just waiting to see if it'll calm down. The sun actually came out for a second, so that's pretty exciting. I might go ahead and break out the solar panels, I guess. See if I can catch a little bit of rays, because all the batteries are currently, they're all at about 60%. So not terrible, but definitely draining. But that's okay, it's been pretty cloudy. So we'll see if things will calm down now that the sun's coming out, but who knows. Well, luckily the sun has come out, so I've got the solar panels laid out behind me. So that makes me feel better that I'm getting some use out of sitting here on the bank. And it looks like the lake is calming down ever so slightly. So there is a slight hope that I might be able to keep going in a few hours. So we'll just see. All right, so I'm still waiting for the weather to turn. I'm not entirely sure it will, but we'll see. And so it's about 6:30, and I'm actually getting cold, which is insane because it was 103 like 2 days ago. So crazy weather flip, that's for sure. So I'm just sitting here and I'm a little chilled, so I decided I'm going to make some food. So I've got a stowaway gourmet wild boar bacon bean stew. So bacon bean stew basically. And I'm gonna eat that. This is from my first resupply. It's the outside of the package has gotten wet and it's a little worn, and it just needs eating. So I'm gonna go ahead and eat that. I don't know if I'll eat supper again or if I'll be good for it. I'll probably be good. It's what, 6 o'clock, so we'll see. Still got several hours of light. Still got quite a few hours of sunlight left, so we'll see if it does calm down today. And all of the batteries are still charging, so I'm getting some good solar, and I needed that, so it makes me feel a little better. So I'm gonna go ahead and whip this meal up and enjoy it. It just blows me away that I'm cold right now after 2 days of extreme heat. So the funny thing is, I'm looking out at the water, and if anything, it's actually gotten worse. So that's fun. But it's okay. It's my first kind of weather afternoon of the trip. So normally, I guess the kind of average for paddling this trip is about 2 weeks of 0 days, where the weather's so bad that you just sit on the bank. And I can't even count this as a 0 day, because I have made about 10 miles, so that was good. And the point, Independence Point, there is about 3 miles away from where I currently am, but not getting there anytime soon unless this lake just magically calms down. But that's okay. I had an enjoyable day today. It wasn't too bad on the water, but just I didn't want it to get any worse than it was. So that's okay. Decided to pull off, and I've just been over here relaxing. I'm getting batteries charged, and it's been a nice day. This big pile of dirt right here next to me really blocks the wind, and it's fairly calm here, which is really nice that I'm not just in like 25 to 30 mile an hour wind the whole time. So yeah, I'm gonna enjoy my bacon and bean stew, and then we'll go from there. Okay, so it's 8 o'clock, and I think I've given up on the lake calming down. I don't know if it looks rough on camera, but it's not great out there. So what I'm gonna do, the running joke of the channel, is I'm gonna try to get up really early in the morning. So it's really, my weather apps are saying it's supposed to be a nice day tomorrow, like hardly any wind. So I'm gonna try to get up extra early and get on the water like right at daylight is kind of my goal. I want to do it at least once, because so far, month and a half in, that's just not been a thing. So I'm gonna go ahead and get the tent set up. I've got a nice flat spot here, as I said earlier, and go to bed early. That's kind of the plan. So I'm gonna get my lunch laid out for tomorrow in the front hatch. I'm going to get breakfast all laid out so I can make it very easily in the morning, and just pack up absolutely everything that I can so that it can be as quick and painless in the morning as possible. So that's kind of the plan right now. So the sun has gotten kind of a haze, a cloud over it, so I'm not hardly getting anything solar-wise left. So I'm not getting pretty much anything solar-wise, but all the batteries are up to about almost 80%. So I got, 20% gains. Got my laptop charged, phone charged, so that worked out really well. I was really glad that it became sunny and I was able to get some charge on the batteries. So some good came out of me stuck on the bank today. But yeah, so it was almost a 0 day, but I managed to squeeze in 4.5 hours of paddling, and I got almost 10 miles in on that 4.5 hours because it was such a hard tailwind. So that was good. So I've got Independence Point 3 miles away there, so hopefully in the morning I can whip around that and just keep going down into the main body of Lake Sac. So that's kind of the plan. I've already had supper, so I'm gonna get the tent set up and start packing everything up and getting ready for an early morning. Okay, well, the smoke has come in with a vengeance this past couple hours. I don't know if you can see how hazy it's gotten, but it's pretty bad, so that'll be fun to breathe in this evening. So I've got the tent set up here, and I'm gonna get my bed set up and go to bed. And I plan to get up super early and be on the water at first light. So we'll see how that goes in the morning. So I think I'm gonna go ahead and say good night. Thank you for watching, and I'll see you in the next video.